Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Tales of Initiative and episode 3 of. You good? Took a Justin. He's like, and I just saw this like flash. Welcome to episode 3 of Dawn of Vengalia, the level up advanced 5e run game sponsored by Ian Publishing. We are so excited to be here with y'all today. I hope you guys know that, like, this isn't just for us. Like we love playing and we would probably play anyway, but we are so glad that you are here because we love being able to tell a story with you and having you guys join us. We're gonna go ahead real quick, really fast today, guys. Go around and just introduce yourselves. This will kind of be our last episode where we introduce ourselves before we go on. But go ahead real quick and introduce yourselves. Let's start with Cher again, if you would.
Okay, well, I'm in a quite the freeze frame. At least it's a favorable face, but give me a moment to get my camera together. Hi, guys. This is Cher coming in, and I am all over the interwebs. On Twitter, I am at GamerShare. On Twitch, I am at that GamerShare. Today, I am playing Nyota, your kind of still getting a handle on interacting with other races, druid of the party.
All right. And up next we have Took. I'll have you, since I just saw Lorcan just took something out of her mouth. So Took, you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh boy. Hello. Hey, you beautiful beings. I am Took, I guess. You can find me everywhere at Took, I guess, and especially on the Twitch. If you want to see amazing D&D content and certain weird systems like Vampire the Masquerade and all that good stuff. And also, if you like Halloween tomorrow, come by tomorrow. I'm doing a marathon. That is what's the word I was looking for, marathon. And I'm playing Rar the Lost. And he has a broken arm. Let's hope that doesn't impede anything today.
All right. And up next, let's go ahead, Shane.
Yes, my name is Shane. I am the All Shane Gamer on lots of socials. Loving being here. And not yet, but in the future, just want to put it out there. I'm going to start doing a stream on Saturdays for DM tips and tricks for those of you who have wanted to become a DM and for some inexplicable reason are worried about doing so. I'm here to help. I want to help you jump in. And if you're already doing it, want to get better, I want to help with that too. I just want to make sure that everybody has fun playing. And also, I am playing Maxim Yarosilovich, and I'm going to get to the bottom of this. And hopefully today, Isolda will forgive me, and we can have love once more. Thank you.
Did you just change mics somehow? Like your audio seems like it changed from the headset mic to the computer mic.
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you just fine. It's just a different sound. It's totally fine. Melissa, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Melissa. I'm one of the other players for the Tales of Initiative group. Currently in a recording session as of right now for Star Wars, so you guys should definitely be on the look at it for The Shadows Weave over on our YouTube channel, led by our glorious DM, Greg. I am very happy to play with all of the lovely people that we have here. And guys, be sure to check out too. We have a bunch of different one-shots that are opening up tomorrow for Halloween. So be sure to keep on the lookout. Eyes open for spoopy season coming to an end. And then going to pumpkin spice lattes and all the other fun stuff with fall. Very short
Pumpkin
fall.
spice lattes have been on the market for almost a month and a half at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting ready to launch holiday drinks. I think those start in like 2 weeks. I'm just going to say, if you are a person who loves red cups, I think it's like 2 weeks or a week and a half for launch for that. So just, if you love that. Kaloy, thank you so much for subscribing with your Prime membership.
Yay!
Don't forget, guys, if you use Amazon Prime, you have a free Twitch subscription that you can use every month.
Mm-hmm.
Why not use it here? you're already here. So, why not? Feel free. Thank you for that. Again, this is sponsored by EN Publishing. We are super stoked to be being sponsored by EN Publishing for this Level Up Advanced 5e system, guys. We're really about to start unlocking and utilizing all the features that EN Publishing promotes through this system. You're going to really start seeing this come into play in the next several weeks as we start getting deeper and deeper into the story. So if you like what you are seeing, you are going to love the content that you have here. But also don't forget to check out our other amazing sponsors that we have. We have TA Maps, we have Emberwind, we have Day 20, we have Fernway Dice, who makes amazing custom-made dice. We have Buried Without Ceremony, creators of The Quiet Year, which is a really fun system to play with just 4 of your friends. You don't need a DM, you play it with cards, and you just come up with some of the most ridiculous circumstances. It's a lot of fun. And also, Level 1 Gamers, if you are looking for D&D related merch, stickers, mugs, shirts, all that kind of things, they are the place for you. So feel free to check out any of those links in our sponsors. We were a little late getting started because we had some tech issues right before we started, so I want to just jump right into it. So without any further ado or hesitation, let us travel to the dawn of Vengalia. This is the dawn of Vengalia. And we're back. When last we left off, I love saying that. That's part of my favorite parts. The delegates participated in a ceremony where they encountered Cruthir, Aruna, Dyrus, Matrix, and Asmodeus, all gods of the realm. Each member of the delegation was privately spoken to by one of the deities, who encouraged, challenged, or motivated the delegates to do what needed to be done to see this village succeed. All except for Maxime, who was spoken to not only by Matrix, but also by Asmodeus, who came to him privately towards the end and spoke to him and called him brother, and then said, maybe more appropriately, son. Over the next month, each member of the delegation settled into their daily routines. Nyota attempted to put the environmental protection accord that her people had drawn up into effect with the other races, but the effort was derailed after the Dragonborn delegate convinced others that the accord would not benefit them. She then tried to help using Druidcraft to build a breakout area, as well as some reflection and meditation locations, but these started to fail after a week due to some unknown forces. Maxime attempted to track down anyone who might be here to cause the delegation to fail. Each lead he got seemed promising, it seemed to be leading somewhere, only to find it led to a dead end, and with no further answers and only questions. He also spent time with the halflings, specifically Harriet Underfoot, who was also an academic and there to teach the children of the community to learn more about their culture and their stories. Rar went out with scouting parties to try to find creatures in the area that could be dangerous or beneficial to study. After not finding anything with the group the first week, he's given a beating by his delegate's leader, only to find some giant apes the following week when he's traveling alone. He attempts to lead the group back to where he found them the following week, and the apes have moved on, and he's not able to find a trace, earning him another beating, which leads to him once more going out alone and finding a nest of axebeaks. that he observed from a distance but did not end up reporting to anyone else. Lorcan, trying to find her strength and her own place in the community as a healer, each week she stays in the clinic. Each week she gets stronger and more confident in her own abilities, and by the end of the month, she is the go-to healer for anyone who needs healing or help because she is so safe and so secure. They all feel this just level of trust and comfort with her. After the month passes, Nyota, still trying to figure out with her fellow gnomes why the Accords weren't accepted because they would benefit everyone. Her delegation tries to comfort her and point out maybe some of the other delegates wish to see the Accords fail because they want to see this village fail. Maxime tries to interrogate the Dragonborn delegates to find out if they might have some hidden agenda to sabotage this project, but instead of getting answers, Maxime instead gets flustered as the Dragonborn he confronts is the white-scaled Dragonborn Zykrov Pirax, a talented musician and dancer who flirts relentlessly with Maxime, causing him to lose track of what he's asking. Rar attempts to find a creature that could be a benefit to the community to help prove himself to his own fellow orcs, but ends up being trampled by a giant boar and breaking his arm. He makes his way back, barely holding on to the clinic to find Lorcan. When he arrives, Lorcan is treating Harriet Underfoot, the halfling, as she was extremely sick, having collapsed onto the floor of the dining hall, showing signs of illness or poison. After some discussion, Maxime rushes off after the Arakakra delegate that he believed might have been responsible, Salik, the one who arrived as a last-minute representative, and tackles her, or at least attempts to tackle her, in front of the group of children that she is with, before realizing his error and leading her back to the clinic, where she points out that the symptoms that Harriet has, while visibly different because of the anatomy of the races, seems to be very similar to what happened to her delegate that she replaced, but of a poison that was poisoned. This prompts Nyota to recall a poison called Crimson Nightshade, a very, very deadly poison that has to be properly handled in order for it to become a poison. Rar is taken to a separate clinic to be treated because they're not sure if this was contagious at first. Nyota is going to try to find anybody who might have any idea or any remains of this poison. She goes out into the woods alone and tracks down a wolf who reveals himself to be named Primus. And he agrees to help her in finding somebody who may have the scent of this fabric, of this cloth that was found in Harriet's hand. Maxime goes to talk to his father to get advice about what's going on and to report to him, even though they're trying to keep it a secret, of a poisoner. While alone with Harriet, Lorcan is treating her only to find Harriet's breath get rapid and rugged, and she wakes up momentarily only to utter the words, Ara, before she passes in Lorcan's arms. And that is where we are picking up today. Lorcan, Harriet has just passed away in your arms, uttering those final words. What's going on? What are you doing?
So, Harriet dying is her first experience with death. This close up, at least, with someone actively passing. And she's just kind of sitting there in disbelief at first, just holding the lifeless body of Harriet in her arms. And she doesn't really react, at least not in the way that she would have anticipated, where she's not breaking down, crying, or sobbing. Instead, she is almost numb, like unsure really how to respond. So she sets Harriet down really carefully back on the bed and just pulls a sheet over, just out of respect. Um, and she still has a hold of her prayer beads, and she's gonna walk out just to kind of stand to get some fresh air outside of the tent. Um, and I'll actually be looking for Tarek, the human who brought her in or brought her, to her attention at least. Would he be anywhere nearby?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
And yeah, this would be using your wisdom.
Yes. So this would be perception. Let's see. That's a 17.
As you look around, at first you don't see him, and then you do see him kind of talking in a hushed, huddled corner with the other human delegates near the dining hall.
Okay. Is he looking around at all? Would he be able to see me by any chance, or is it something where I have to approach him?
You probably would need to approach him at this moment.
Okay.
He appears pretty engaged in conversation with the other delegates.
Okay. I'm just gonna try and nonchalantly walk towards him.
Okay.
It's feeling like it's taking longer just to walk to the other side of the street than it does normally. After what happened. So Tarek, and I'm just fidgeting with my beads a little bit more than I usually would.
Yes.
Can I speak with you for a second in the clinic, please?
Just a moment, please. He whispers to the other three that are there with him and nods. Yes,
Okay.
I'll come with you.
And I'm just gonna lead back. Still not really faced all that much, because knowing all the chaos that's been happening, I don't want to cause too much of a stir.
Sure.
So I'll, pull open the door so that he can walk in first, and I'd imagine that he would see Harriet's body all the way over on the other side with it, and I'll gesture for him to go inside.
As he walks in, he stops, seeing her there, and he turns and looks at you. What did you bring me here for?
She's dead.
Yes, I see that. Did you bring it to rub it in that I didn't get to her fast enough? I don't understand.
That's not the point, Tarek. I brought you in here for crowd control.
I see. What do you wish me to do?
The circumstances of Harriet getting the way that she is, we still don't have a lot of details as to what happened. We need to ensure that it doesn't incite a panic. So, I guess I want your advice. I don't know how to handle something like this.
I'm a fisherman. I don't deal in these kind of things very often. Death is part of my life because I take the life of the fish to feed the life of the people. I've never done much with this. You probably should seek someone who is more wise than me. If you want it kept quiet, I can assist with that, but how did she die?
Whatever caused her to be so ill, it is not natural by any means. No disease, at least that I'm familiar with. And whatever it was just fast acting. I'm trying to, keep it kind of vague, for lack of a better word. Yeah.
Well, I think word of something of this nature, if it's spread, could cause a panic. It could cause the person, if somebody did this, to act again hastily. Maybe don't tell others any more than you have to. I don't know. This is not my area of expertise. I wish I could tell you more. When somebody dies, we perform the rites and we put them, into the gods' hands. But this seems dark and ominous.
And I'll see to it she receives the rights. She only just died.
Do you have any
I don't think.
clues, any ideas to who did this or what did this? Is this something that could happen to the rest of us? Why would they kill her?
I don't know. I would imagine. And I'm just gonna. You shouldn't be here for too long.
I will leave. Thank you for the checkup. I will tell everyone that I'm still in full health. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And he walks out.
What did you do? I'm just gonna walk back towards Harriet's body and just kind of pull up a chair and just kind of run through each bead, just reciting a prayer. And I'm just gonna stay inside for a little while longer.
Fair enough. Maxime, what are you doing during all of this? Besides having your camera freeze again.
There we go. So, going to take my father's advice, and I'm going to find Isolde.
All right. Go ahead and, if you would, go ahead and make I'll say just a standard intelligence check right now.
Hold on a second. Nine.
All right. You try to think about where she might be at this time of day. You're having a hard time recalling where she might be. Tuck, don't rock yourself to sleep, buddy. You try to think about where. Oh, that's a struggle too. I get that. You're having a hard time recalling where she might be this time of day. You're used to kind of moving about. You don't generally interact with her too much on a daily basis.
Well, I'm going to start asking around, asking if anyone has seen her.
Okay, go ahead and make I'll say investigation check then as you're inquiring about it. And I'll say you can use your charisma for that if you'd like.
So that is a total of 13.
Okay. You talk to a couple people. Some of them haven't. Nope. Don't recall her. Don't recall her. You finally do find one of the dwarves. It's a female mountain dwarf. She's come in. She's just covered in dirt and rubble from probably mining or something. And she's like, I think I saw her over by the lake. I think she was just spending some time by the water. You might want to check her.
Spasiba. And I look it towards the lake.
All right. As you arrive, you do see Isolde standing on the shore of the lake, and she's just kind of wading in the water a little bit. You see the hem of her skirt kind of just flowing across the top of the water. She's up to about her calves, and she's just kind of running her fingers, bending over, running her fingers through the water, and just kind of admiring the water.
Isolde, this foolishness has gone long enough. We need to talk.
What is it you wish to say to me?
First of all, I want to apologize. I did not mean so long ago that I did not care for you. I was stuck in what I thought was the right thing, propriety and all that. And recently, talking to my father, he says I need to stop worrying about that, which is strange coming from him. But these are dark, strange times, Isolde. We do not have time. You know I care for you. I always have. And I did not mean to hurt you. I have always thought you were beautiful, but the most important thing was that you are so intelligent and so wise. And so much more to me than just a physical attraction. That is there. Do not mistake me. But it is all of you. And I should have told you before, but Isolde, I love you. And with all that is happening, we need to put all this behind us. If you can forgive me, I will stand by you like none other.
With all that is happening, what are you speaking of, Maxime? The last words you said to me is ones of just you pushed me away. And
no, I was not
you,
trying to push you away.
Now you
that
come
is
to
the
me.
Point.
Now you come to me and say, with all that is happening, look, we are here. Is it the members of the tieflings to represent the tieflings, the best that the tieflings have to offer? And you come to me and you say all that is happening. What is this all that is happening that you are so suddenly now spouting your love and your affection for me? That you say I am wise and intelligent. My only weakness has been you, but I refuse to be hurt again.
Well, Pierre Cochra lost a representative right before, and a new one was added. And someone else has died. This delegation is being targeted. We need to be on our guard, and we need to figure this out. And I wanted you to know how I felt, in case something should happen, or to you or to me.
She gets out of the lake and approaches you. What do you mean a delegate died? What is happening? Speak plainly.
As I said, one of the Arakakra, she was a last-minute addition when someone else died from something they ate.
And what does this have to do with the current situation?
I'm not supposed to say anything, but I'm tired of being proper. So I tell you now, one of the halflings, the one who's been helping us all, the one who's been feeding us all, the one who's been caring for all of us like one of their own, Harriet, she has died. She has been poisoned.
Who would do such a thing?
I don't know, but they are here. Someone wants to derail this. Someone does not want peace to happen. Someone wants us to keep fighting and dying. We came here to save our people and all the others, and someone is willing to kill to stop it. I was foolish when I was younger. I was trying to do what I thought everyone else was right. We don't have time for that anymore. I am here because I love you, because being with you is right. We have been best friends since we were children. We know each other, we care for each other, and that I said, we love each other. This is my promise to you today. I will make sure that you are never hurt again as long as I'm still breathing.
Maxime, you are the absolute worst at picking times. If somebody is trying to kill us all, coming to me and confessing your love, such a stupid, thick-headed thing to do.
Yes,
And
I
then
am
she-
stupid. I am thick-headed.
And then
I
she
did not
reaches
see,
up
and I'm trying
touches
to.
your cheek. You are a stupid, thick-headed man. And I love you too. I've loved you since I was little. You wounded me by pushing me away. But it is not
I'm
the
here
time.
now, and
It
I
is
will
not the
never
time.
push you again.
It is not the time for love right now. If this is true, it is time for action to find out what is going on to keep us all safe.
But when is the time? There will
Maybe-
never be a perfect time. There will always be strife in the world. If we stand together, knowing that we are there for each other, we can both be stronger and we can fight this better together.
Maxime, do you want to take me right here on the shore of this lake? The answer to that is no, Maxime. It is not the time for that. We have to.
But
find
you
out.
asked what I wanted, not what is right. Yes, I would. To make up for all the years. And I would hold you forever. And love you forever.
She
We
goes
must
back
still protect
to
the
the-
world, but we also must protect each other.
She goes back to the edge of the lake and reaches down and grabs a handful of mud and just puts it right in your face. Maxime, maybe you need to jump in the lake for a minute and cool down a little bit. I love you. There will be time for us, but we first must find out what is going on. We don't
All
want to
right.
be caught with our pants proverbially down, or literally down.
I'm gonna grab her up and run into the lake with her.
Oh God. Make a strength check. We'll say a resisted, a contested strength check as you try to essentially bulldoze her into the lake.
I'm imagining like a football tackle. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's what I picked.
Spear! Spear! It's a
Like
spear!
like the tackling dummies.
WWE or
21.
Well, that-
21.
That's much better than her 10. You just full on grab her like spear, yeah, but then like kind of get her up on your shoulder, and she's like, ah! As you run, and you both just fall in the lake, and water just start thrashing around for a moment. We'll leave you there for a moment.
Aww.
Oh, that was the best. Oh.
I'll be right.
Rar, you are sitting in the makeshift clinic that has been kind of set up as the quarantine area. You see some of the others there that have been being treated. A couple of them have left in their wounds have finally been tended to. Others are a little sick, can't leave. But you are there just kind of hanging out for right now. What are you doing?
so the other physicians, they promised not to snitch on me, right?
They kind of left you with the idea that that they would probably keep your secret. Yeah,
So the arm is broken, right? Like it's on
it
the
is
verge.
broken. Hmm. It's been set, but you're kind of in a sling right now, effectively only having access to one arm right now.
Rar is angry. But I don't know. I was gonna say positively angry, but I don't know. It's really hard to be with a character that goes, "Hello,
And
nice to meet you."
and upbeat anger.
Uppity anger, yeah. Uppity. He and he's disappointed in himself that he couldn't help with what the situation's going on. And he doesn't know what happened so far with that situation. But he also feels like he hasn't done anything to help the village. So he's gonna sneak out and try and find that fucking boar. So he's gonna go off into the forest by himself with a
Make
broken
a
arm.
stealth check to see if you can successfully get out past their passive, because they're not actively watching for you.
Right.
So just make a stealth check.
All right. It's probably better if I fail this, right? Okay. Uno momento. Let me make sure I find him. I have too many kids. There you are, Ron.
Rar.
In my head, I heard, hello?
Really? Oh, I'm
So say
sneaking
we
out?
all, friends.
I'm
So say we all.
I'm
Hello?
sneaking?
I'm sneaking out. Don't watch me.
So I got a 15.
Okay. You quietly slip off the cot and work your way around the edge of the makeshift medical area and slip out the door. Nobody seems to have noticed you.
I was about to start singing it. Nobody's watching me.
Yup.
Oh yeah. Anyway,
So you
yes.
head back to where you remember seeing, or where all this occurred originally. Are you going quietly at this point still, or are you trying to?
He is
just get there.
He is frustrated, and the quietness has not worked so far. So he's just gonna go, alright, I'm tired of this shit. Come on. I know you're here. You're big as 2 trees. Hello? Hello? He's just yelling into the forest.
Okay. As you're walking through the forest area, make a perception check for me.
Oh boy. Okay, I'm rolling mid-well.
I'm rolling mid-well.
I'm okay.
16. I got a 14 plus 2.
All right.
Yes.
You find the trail of where you were. You find the spot where you were trampled. You see a little bit of your own blood. Oh, that's my blood. That's lovely. And you start going deeper in. As you make your way in towards the deeper parts of the wood, you start coming across like broken down brush and clearing, and you see some areas that look like they're regularly used, and you see other areas that are actually overrun, kind of like with spider webs and stuff. Look like they've not been traveled at least in a few days because spiders have had time to build up their webs.
Mm-hmm.
You see actually a bunch of little spiders like climbing up the trees and stuff like that. The webs that they've built, there's actually one like tree, like pairing of trees that's almost probably 3 feet apart from each other, but there's almost like this big, just gigantic web that's been built between these trees from all the spiders working together. And there's a lot of little insects and stuff that have been caught up in there, but it's almost a solid whitish at this point. Like you definitely, it would be a challenge to get through there for any insect. You probably being a bigger creature wouldn't have any problem, but it's spiders and gross. Who doesn't want that? You continue your way down and you find the nest or the den of where you think the boar was at. And you approach. Make a survival check for me real quick.
You know, on peut faire shit. C'est hopefully on get a good worm. Fucking shit. That is way better than I thought. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 total.
As you come in, you see, yes, this definitely is the den of where the boars go in, but you realize that the entrance that you're seeing is way too small to have fit the gigantic boar that trampled you. You can go in. It's like kind of a burrow, but it is made for smaller creatures, like a regular sized boar. You would easily fit. You might have to, crawl a little bit, but you could easily get in there.
I put a tiny bit in, so I'm supposed to be a big orc man, and you go, nah, you can fit in a small hole. Oh,
you're 4 feet tall. You just have to
tiny.
crawl, but you could.
Get
Boars are thick.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They are. They're like meaty, right?
They are.
So yeah, he'll carefully try not to injure his arm anymore, but I assume he's not having the best time getting in there with like 1 arm and 2 legs.
All right. You move your way forward deeper into the hole, and when you get in there, you see a regular sized boar on the ground, not moving.
Oh no. Warm. Okay. Warm. Okay. Warm. Calm down. Breathing techniques. This not working. All right. Okay. and he's gonna go over and like do the thing that he saw Lorcan do once, and put his finger to the neck. Is it breathing?
Okay. You're putting its finger to its neck to see if it's breathing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's for a heartbeat.
It is okay. You're checking for a heartbeat because it's like you can't tell if it's breathing from its finger to its neck. Make a, I'll say survival check or a medicine check. I'll let you pick.
This poor being. Is it breathing? Chokes. Raw, no.
Yes, that is how anatomy works. Yes.
I'll say make a medicine check. Actually, make it a medicine check.
Medicine check, okay.
That's how healing works.
Correct.
I am also proficient in medicine, so that is 15
Perfect.
plus 4, so 15, 16, 17, 18,
19.
Yes.
Nice. Not only is it not breathing, but it looks like it's been dead for a couple of days, and it looks like it's had like it didn't look. It looks like it's been drained of all of its fluids.
Oh shit. So his eyes will go wide, and he doesn't have his book with him, so can't look through to figure out what the fuck could have did that.
I will say you can make just a standard. Actually, with that, make an intelligence check just real quick to see if you connect it, or animal handling, kind of like intelligence-based check. I will let you.
Add the intelligence. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. 11. Wait,
Okay.
sorry. Plus 2. So 12.
13.
11 plus 2 is 13.
Oh shit.
That's okay, buddy. You're fine.
Math is hard.
Math is hard, yeah. You know it's dead. You know that it's been drained of fluids. Man, you're not sure of something that would do such a thing on this scale.
Oh,
We
boy.
go to Neota. You are running essentially with Primus out of the forest. And you're searching for the owner of this cloth. I'll let Primus do a smell-based perception or investigation. I think he would get advantage because it's smell-based.
Okay. Let's see. Investigation. And we are going by Primus's.
Correct, because you're following him. You're
right?
letting him do the tracking.
Okay, so let me look at that. And investigation is intelligence. So,
But for Primus, what do they have? Should say for the wolf, that they have advantage
keen
on.
hearing and smell.
Keen
Wolf
smell.
has advantage on perception check.
So
it's
use perception, yeah.
Okay. All right. So perception is wisdom, and he gets a +1 to that.
Okay,
So-
so go ahead and roll with advantage on that.
Okay, advantage, and I'm rolling in D&D Beyond. Is that okay?
That's totally fine if you'd rather do
Okay.
that. Mhm.
Yes. Let's go here, and okay, come on now. Why will you not go? Come on. There it is. Okay, so 13 for the first one, and for the second one, only a 6. So
Okay, so 13.
okay.
It's such an unfamiliar scent to him that it takes him a little bit of time,
Okay.
but he does start leading you off back towards the community, to the village of Toysich.
Okay.
Taking you through, he gets to the edge of the village and he looks at you. The scent is from in here. I fear going in. My kind is not generally treated well by two legs.
My friend, you are with me. You will be just fine. In fact, for your trouble, I would love to get you a fresh cut of meat. I don't know if you've eaten well these past few days, but you've more than earned it. if you would allow me.
Make a. So right now, he's under the influence of which effects from you?
So here's the thing. When I looked up the spell actually for Beast Bond, actually is concentration up to 10 minutes.
Right.
I think if we started to slow down a little bit more,
Yeah,
then
your
I'm
beast
happy
bond
to.
has probably ended,
Correct.
but the animal friendship is still ongoing.
Right, that is for 24 hours. So yes.
Right. So he
Correct.
is still charmed by you. So he'll do what you ask.
Okay.
At this point, so yeah, you can't actually speak to him.
But that's fine.
But
you know,
he
if-
kind of you kind of maybe then instead of talking, you understand his hesitance to go on.
Oh,
and
sure.
he-
Especially if he whimpers a bit and looks apprehensively towards the entrance. And this is the entrance to where? One more time.
back into Toysich, the community.
Okay. Are we in front of a specific building or?
You
anything?
are kind of more on the outskirts, actually, right around
okay.
where you guys had the ceremony.
Okay, that's fine. Yes, I am more than happy to escort you through. Matter of fact, if you prefer to stay outside of the town, I understand. But if you walk with me, you will not be molested in my presence.
He whimpers for a moment and then it stops. And he looks at you and then starts sniffing and heading back into town.
Okay. All right, my friend. And I give him a gentle pat along his head and back. And we go forward.
As you make your way through town, you see him actually like starting to get confused by the scent because this person has traveled all around the town. And so it's kind of like, and all of it is fresh as can be because you're all there all the time. So he's having a little hard time trying to find anything at this point. But he continues to try to search. We'll hold off there for now.
Okay.
We'll go back to Lord Khan. What are you doing?
I'm probably like at the end of my beads, having done the last rite, and just kind of staring at the moment at Harriet's body after being veiled with the sheet. Just kind of perplexed as to what's the best thing to do. After her talk with Tarek, she's also a bit pissed at the assumption that, you know, she would instantly lay the blame on him for not getting to her in time, and she couldn't fathom as to why. So she's just kind of sitting there, like, rubbing her head.
You can retroactively make a insight check if you would like to maybe try to get an impression of what he was feeling during that time.
Okay, let's do that. Insight, not that page, Mel. I am proficient. I believe insight is wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's a 22.
You realize his comment wasn't one of attacking you, as it was a feeling of self-guilt. He was blaming himself for not responding fast enough, and so he deflected that on you when you brought him in there. When he realized that she was dead, he's like, I didn't act fast enough. I wasn't there. I couldn't save her. Also kind of his first encounter with this kind of death. So his words were ones that, yes, they hurt you, but they were not intended to hurt you. They were just trying to deflect for the moment because he was blaming himself.
What am I to do with you, Harriet? I'm just talking to Harriet at this point as if she's, you know, kind of expecting some sort of answer to come back from her. You being sick has thrown quite a wrench into everything, hasn't it? I guess I should probably speak with Zeno or maybe Delamira, but God forbid if Fallen were to show up. I'm gonna actually get back up and go outside to see if there's like anybody else who's like actively near that I might recognize, or because I honestly feel lost as to what exactly to do. I feel like I can't really say anything to anybody without worrying about a riot or just pure panic, and then just thinking about her last word too. Like, assuming, like, she said Ara, but is it the Arakakra? Is it something else? Does it mean something else? It can't possibly, like, it's just a lot. Like, her brain is just at 1,000,000 miles an hour right now.
Make a intelligence check.
Okay.
Or I'll say a history check.
History. And history is intelligence. I'm so good at that one. Let's see. Okay, 17.
All right. With that, you know, yes, it very well could have been Arakakra that she was about to say. That is a possibility. You also know that there are a few residents of the village currently who may also have names that could fall in line with that. There is some that are and names, like AND names. There are some that are similar, but there is one that also is an elven priest of Solus named Aranis.
Oh, shit. Okay. Aranis, you said?
Yes, and as another priest, you might have had more interaction with them on a fairly regular basis.
Would I know of Aranis's skill sets by any chance, just from interactions or with watching him? Well, pronouns too. Him.
Yeah, it's a him.
Okay.
He is basically he's a priest. So he sees to a lot of the religious duties as well.
Right.
He wears the robes of Solus, which are white with a dove in flight. He does some. What did you roll for your history check total?
It was 17.
Okay. You remember that he seems to carry himself a little aloof from people, almost like he's better than them in some ways. You haven't worked with him a lot, probably because of that. You were, happy to get down and dirty working with the people. He was more of a, I want to avoid the people because I might get, my hands dirty kind of thing. And he didn't seem to want to be a part of that.
I already know who's on my shit list. So... Okay. Would I know where his stomping grounds are, so to speak?
He basically goes around. He makes rounds at the clinic if he has to, but he, for the most part, will stay near the makeshift temple that you guys have that's kind of dedicated to all the gods.
Okay. I'm actually gonna walk over, with the hopes that nobody will enter the clinic when I'm not there, but I'm not sure what to do with Harriet at this point, so I'm gonna start walking towards the temple to see if I can try and find him.
As you head to the temple, we will go back to Maxime. Maxime, you and Isolde have just been splashing around in the water. She gives you a big kiss on the mouth. Maxime, you fool. This is not the time for that. It was lovely, it was wonderful, but we must find answers. And this cannot happen right now.
We should get back to town, and I think two heads would be better than one. I must ask you. Don't tell the others that I came with, that I mentioned about Harriet, because technically I'm not supposed to say anything. And just please.
See, before this moment, I would probably told you to go stick your head in the sand. I will tell who needs to be told, but for now, it's fine. I will keep it between you and me. For now.
Thank you. Let's see. Then I give her another big kiss and I say, okay, let's go.
As you help her up into the water, she pulls you back down into the water and kind of sprints out ahead of you so you can't get her back. What are you
Okay.
waiting for? We must go. There's answers to be
Okay, I
found.
see how this is going to be played now. Okay. All right, I get up and chase after her and shake myself off as best I can because, obviously I'm soaked now.
Where are you guys headed?
Well, first of all, to dry off, but then I figure, just kind of doing what I was doing before, asking if anybody, sees anything weird, and also trying some of the other delegations, see if they'd heard anything that might indicate someone doesn't want the peace process to succeed.
As you're moving through, Isolde looks at you. You said you told your father already?
Yeah, I talked to him first.
Why would you talk to him? Don't you think he hates you?
Well, I was at my wit's end, and while we don't get along, he is wise, if a little bit stubborn. And he was the one who told me to get out of myself and talk to you, so that's something good, right?
A weird man he is. Perhaps we should go tell him that you have let me in on the secret, so that way he is not keeping secrets from us. Maybe he knows 3 years are better than 6 years are better than 3. No, that's the numbers.
No, I know what you meant. I know what you meant. Yes.
We should, and also maybe we can tell him that you and I have made up.
Might cheer him up, yes. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go and check with Dad first.
You make your way back to the cabin where you'd left him earlier, and you open the door, and it's dark inside. You have dark vision. Make a perception check as you look around.
So that's 19.
You look around the room, and the first thing that catches your eye is there's curtains on the windows, but they're just relatively light curtains. It's dark in this room, which means that somebody has actually blacked out the windows, and you see now that there are blankets pinned up against the windows, which is why it's so dark in here. You look, and you see your father sitting in his chair where he was when you were talking with him earlier, but he's not moving.
I go to him and kind of shake him and, Father.
When you shake him, he just flops over and falls out of his chair.
What? No. And I'm trying to wake him up and it's like, Papa, wake up, wait. Papa, is me, is he's older. And I'm shaking him and slapping him, and as things go on, I'm, getting more, but just shaking really hard, trying to shake him out of it.
As you shake him and slap him, you pull your hand back and you see blood covering your hand. You see a giant gash across his throat.
Yeah. So I yanked the covers down. I'm trying to look around, see what I can see better.
As you look around the room, you don't see any signs of a struggle. In fact, you see a table in between two chairs that looks like it was set for two people. And then you see the spray of blood across the table.
Okay, my investigation sucks, but I'm gonna see if I can figure out something from what I see here. I got a 15.
From what you can see here, the best you can deduce is it looks like your father was having a meal with someone. Something killed him, and you can assume from the gash in his throat that somebody cut his throat, and the blood spray is from him across the table where he was at. And that's all you can tell. You don't know who he was having a meal with or anything, and he's lying there.
I turn to Isolde and I say, "You must go to Lorcan now. Don't talk to anyone else. Tell her what has happened here. You please, Isolde, you must go. Go find Lorcan. Go tell her.
Where is she?
She's in the healer tent. Tell no one else. Speak
Okay.
only to her."
She turns and runs out.
And I kind of set my father at some kind of peace, and I go back and I take out of his stuff. I get his chainmail and I put it on awkwardly, of course, because I'm not used to it. And I pick up his glaive and I put his great sword on my back. And I look at his body and I say, "I have failed you, Father, but I will fix this." And do we have like some kind of central bell, some kind of gathering something?
At this point, there's not any kind of alarm system that's been put in place.
All right. Has someone been elected as like kind of a de facto mayor or somebody who's kind of sort of overseeing, or are we just like all...
That's the idea, is everybody's here. Nobody is above anybody else. You are all here to work together. Nobody makes the final say. You all have to kind of come to a cohesive unit decision.
Okay. So before I leave then, I'm going to look and see if anybody else, the other three that were staying with him, see if I can find anything suspicious in any of their belongings.
Make a perception check then as you're getting ready to do that.
Right. 19.
You head over towards the belongings and you start kind of rifling through them. Nothing is jumping out. Now, these are not the belongings of the rest of the tieflings. These are other races that you're going through their stuff, because you guys have all been spread out. Nothing is coming up, but you do hear, as you're looking through, and then you hear a scream off in the distance. And that's where we're going to hold up for a moment as we take our break. So come back, everybody, in 5-10 minutes. We're going to just take a real fast break, and then we will be back to find out what is going on. So everybody,
Damn.
don't go anywhere. We're going to be back soon. See you soon. We are back. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to Dawn of Vengalia. In case you're just joining us, a real quick recap because I want to get back into it. Lorcan has been dealing with the death of Harriet Underfoot, the halfling, kind of caregiver for the whole community, trying to find answers, trying to find reasoning for her. This having never experienced death. The music is actually perfect for this. Totally fine. In the process, realized Ara, was it Arakak or was it something more? Then recalling a name, Uranus, an elven priest of, who did I say? Let me go back to that note. Solus? Solus, yes. And has made her way to have discussion. Maxime confessed his love for Isolde, which at first was borderline, what are we going to do with it? And then embraced by her. They had a little splash/tackle session in the lake, and returned to tell his father about this, as well as let him know that he had let her in on the information, the secret of what's going on in the community right now with Harriet being poisoned, only to discover that his father was dead, apparently having been murdered in the room. His throat had been cut, and Maxime sent Isolde running to go find Lorcan. Rar, not one to stay pent up in a hospital, decided to sneak out and try to find out what was going on. He wanted to find that giant boar, and he snuck out of the hospital and made his way into the woods and found a den of the boar, but realized that it was way too small to be the den of the giant boar that he found. But he went in and found a regular sized boar dead inside, when he, upon examination, found that the fluids had all been drained from this creature. Neota, with the help of Primus, a wolf that she had found and charmed in the forests herself, had been helping, trying to track the scent of the owner of this fabric that had been found in the hands of Harriet, and had brought back to the edge of town. And Primus was then encouraged to go into town to continue trying to track the owner of this piece of fabric. A little confused by the scent, because the scent went back and forth all across town, and all of it was relatively fresh, since everybody was still living there. This is where we are picking back up. Lorcan, you have just reached the makeshift temple area right now, where kind of all the gods are served, approaching to try to have a conversation with Uranus.
Okay, is there a sermon or anything going on right now, or is it kind of empty?
It is kind of empty. He is, right now it's near lunchtime a little bit. So people are now kind of going about their mid-afternoon duties, eating and then going back to that. So he's sitting in there and not really observing. He's kind of tidying up around the shrines and everything like that. You see him like taking a rag and polishing the shrines.
I didn't picture one to be so eager to clean up after a sermon for you, Uranus.
He turns. Laurel, is it?
Lorcan.
Lorcan, my apologies. No, there was no sermon today. I'm just tidying up. The gods demand our beauty if we can give it to them.
Just for general knowledge too, since I am a follower of Beatha, I'm obviously not the most well versed in Solus, but is there some information I would know about Solus, or like people who practice under him, or them?
You can make a religion check. Sorry,
okay.
This would be intelligence based.
Okay, so I just don't want to assume anything either. Straight roll. Okay. Oh, never mind. So it would be... That's a 12.
You know that Solus is a lawful good deity of light and law. And you know from his sigil that is on the robes that he wears, her symbol is a sun over a book.
Solace, lawful good, light and law.
Correct.
Okay. Light and law. Goddess. Okay. Sorry, just want to make a note really quickly. And I'm just gonna keep like walking in with my fingers still like rolling over each of my prayer beads.
Sure.
Well, doesn't mean we still can't practice every day, even if we don't have a sermon around us.
I suppose you are correct. Some of us do need the practice, and some of us are just more of a whatever comes to mind we speak. Which are you?
I believe there's always room for improvement. No one can ever know anything. That would mean that we would reach godhood, and obviously we're not at that stage, are we, Aranis?
I see why you practice, because you just said we can never know anything, but if you didn't know anything, you wouldn't be able to talk right now.
I think you understand my point, though, with regards to faith, religion, and we know some things, but...
We do, exactly. What can I do for you, Lord Khan?
Well, I've been curious about whether you've been seeing anything... Well, maybe the better word would be unrest for any of the fellow people that come to your sermons or to any of the other sermons here at the temple.
Unrest is common amongst people when there's tension, and there is always tension when people are forced to work with people that they don't normally associate with or trust.
Well, I suppose
Is
a
there
better...
something out of the ordinary that you're referring to?
No, I just have this... I'm trying to, like, gloss over it, trying not to give any info. I just have a suspicion that something is plaguing the minds of many people, and I don't really know if people can vocalize it. It might show up in other ways, maybe harmful glances, or just genuine distrust. People who genuinely don't want this to work. And is there like a statue of Beatha inside the temple by chance?
There's no statues, like no big statues. They're all like right now, trophy-ish sized shrines. So yes, there is a representative of all the gods that is currently, there's like a little shrine to each of them.
All right, while I'm saying all this, I'm gonna walk in front of Beatha as a means to keep my own shit together. Because I just don't get good vibes from this guy to begin with, and I'm trying my best to... It's just something I think we need to be on the lookout for, as people of the people.
Of course.
But you've seen nothing? No minor quarrels outside of the sermons? No.
Nothing out of the ordinary. Again, when people are working in environments where there's stress, there's going to be arguments, there's going to be disagreements, there's going to be even fights at some point. That's all natural. We are here to calm those emotions and to help them see reason.
I'm gonna try and like switch it up a little bit too in the conversation. Well, do you believe that there's some people who just simply aren't pulling their weight?
Every one of us has a role to serve here. This is why we were chosen. I have come to spread the word of solace and share in religious duties, as have you. And he looks over. Do you have any kind of symbols of Beatha on yourself?
I would have an amulet that has Beatha's symbol. It's going to be made of wood. It's very basic and very... It's not luxurious in any ways.
You serve Beatha, we all have our roles.
Well, it just seems that there's more tension where people are under the impression that some people just don't simply want this to work. Whether it's old tensions between some of the different races here, or...
Now that you say that, I do believe that there might be some who are here to see this fail.
Such as?
Well, there was that Aarakocra female that was added as a last moment addition. That seemed a little suspicious to me. There's some Dragonborn that have been asking questions like you that just don't really fit in with somebody who wants to see things succeed.
Well, I don't believe they've done any harm, have they?
I don't know. Has anybody done any harm at this point? So far, I'm not aware of any.
Well, with regards to the Aarakocra, I'd imagine that it's just an accident. Whatever, just a situation that just couldn't be avoided. Illness happens, sickness happens.
It's true. Just with something of this nature, of this size, coincidences are unsettling. That's all.
Well, and I'm gonna stay by Beatha's little statue just to make sure I keep my shit together. Well, we do have people who do care, though. Like Harriet Underfoot. She's been absolutely amazing, just helping all of us.
She's wonderful. She's really made us all feel right at home here.
Yeah. Taking on such a big undertaking, like rounding all of us up, is not something for the faint of heart, I think.
It's such a tremendous gift to have Harriet as part of this community. Halflings really don't get enough respect for their hospitality. She's just outdone herself.
Yes, she has.
You, at this moment, as you're kind of like touching the statue of Beatha, just running your hands on it, you feel like a little something like skitter across your hand really quick, and you look down and there's a spider that just runs up your arm off the statue.
I'm gonna just like brush it off, not get startled, obviously, but I'll just try and like brush it off a little bit.
Falls to the ground and just skitters off.
Well, it looks like you do have some tenants today for the sermon, albeit.
Sometimes they're my harshest critics. They get their webs all around the shrines, and I have to keep knocking them down.
You know, you don't have to knock all of them down.
Well, I feel like the gods deserve our respect enough to at least keep their shrines clean.
Well, I believe the superficial nature of keeping shrines clean kind of devoids our purpose of using them, doesn't it?
I'm not sure I understand what you're implying here.
Well, maybe in time you will. And I'm just going to start walking off, not kind of leaving him with that.
Lord Khan.
Yes.
Did you come to see me just to have this discussion about practicing and sermons?
Well, so to speak. I guess it's more for probing, if anything. I'm just worried about the well-being of everyone here.
As
Hopefully we can intervene in some case. Talk peace amongst everyone here. If someone were to get upset or have a quarrel with anyone else here. I would love for this village to work.
That would be lovely.
I must say, though, too, how good are you with plants, by any chance?
I grow some flowers occasionally. I had a little modest vegetable garden back home. Nothing too extravagant.
Hmm. Well, I meant to ask, and I've been trying to figure it out with some of the others, especially some of the farmers.
Mm-hmm.
I've been having some issues with some pests with some of the herbs that I also keep.
Hmm.
And I want to make sure that I have something that could take care of the problem without necessarily damaging the rest of the plant. Do you know of anything in mind?
I would suggest you talk to one of the farmers or garden people that we have. They would know much more than I.
Mm, that is true. Well, they also gave me the direction to speak with you, too, just on the off chance, in addition to any of the other healers, and unfortunately, I tested some of their knowledge and couldn't really get heads or tails out of them. I'm just going for every avenue I could find.
Perhaps that gnome. There was one that did things with plants. T T Ticon, Tycon, T.
Tico?
That's probably it. She might know. I understand that she deals exclusively with plants and things of that nature.
Hmm. Kind of hard for you to remember names, is it?
This is a new flock, and I only really get to know the ones who serve Solus. I'm trying my best to attend to the needs of the other followers of the other faiths, but they don't come to me as often, and so I'm still working on it. I apologize. It's a weakness in my behalf.
Hmm. Well, maybe this is a learning opportunity for you too.
I
Not
think
just for
so.
the name of
I,
sake.
I think so, cousin. Maybe we should spend more time together sometime, and we could work and help each other grow in areas where we are weaker.
Well, let's see when those who need healing don't need it as much, and we can discuss again.
Well, hopefully you have some time for yourself, nonetheless. Then I wish you Solus's blessing if you are departing.
Thank you. And I'm going to start turning and walking out.
All right. Then we are going to go to Nyota. You are traveling around the town, going back and forth.
Mm-hmm. And if there are any disturbed looks or anyone that seems a bit put out of place or fearful with seeing my new friend walking with me, I would simply nod respectfully, greet them, let them know that they are with me and we are working together.
That's fair. You do see a couple people start at first when they see Primus, but when they see you behind and catch your nod and everything, they still kind of cautiously watch as they're walking, but they don't seem to be um, overly worried about it.
And if we pass by one of the cafeteria areas around town, I would definitely stop in to request a small chunk of meat or something from scraps that the kitchens would be willing to part with. And of course, reward my friend for walking with me and investigating this for me. Here you are, my friend.
He happily takes it and does the big like licks his lip and licks, finishes licking the stuff off his whiskers and his muzzle, and then kind of goes back to it. Takes you
All right.
through town, um, and as you are working your way, you notice you are heading towards the temple, and
Interesting.
you
Okay.
see Lorcan step out. And as soon as Lorcan steps out, Primus's hackles go up and he pauses and
Oh,
Oh,
oh, slow, my friend, slow. Lokan, it's good to see you.
he
good
Don't
to see.
distract me.
charges
No,
Oh,
no. Oh, no. Oh,
and
no.
runs right past Lorcan
uh,
Oh.
and to the door of the temple and starts growling.
Oh dear. Look on.
I'm just one moment. I'm actually going to walk in the same direction and I'm going to stand right by Primus just because I want to see what it is that he's looking at.
He's staring
Look
in
on.
at
Dear.
Uranus.
Oh dear. Lokan, I'm so sorry, but my friend is
It's
on the
no
scent of something.
it's no trouble at all. I'm certain he just smelled the incense and I'm going to give a wink to Nyota with the hopes of like kind of deterring it.
Right.
Uranus, I apologize. I'm afraid our furry friend here probably caught whiff of all the candles and incense from previous sermons.
He's going to do an insight check on you.
Oh dear.
Natural 20.
Oh,
dear.
come on.
So
Oh,
you can
The-
roll a deception check.
the jig is up and already. Oh no.
Why you
You
always
can roll a
lying?
deception check.
Okay.
Lorcan.
Okay.
Stop fucking lying.
Oh, good God.
Perfect song. Oh no.
Because that's what I'm good at as a priest. That's exactly what I'm good at as a healer.
Hey, you would think
Yeah.
though, like a priest.
Oh, damn.
Mm.
That would be a intelligence, I assume.
Mm.
Deception, I believe, is going to be charisma based.
Oh, so I'm proficient. Okay. Ye- 14. There's no way I can beat that.
Oh dear. Oh no.
Yes. Wolves are often drawn to the scent of incense. It's one of their fatal flaws. And he kinda-
Primus, steady, steady.
Well, I think we bothered Priest Uranus long enough. We'll
think
consider
so.
that talk again.
At that moment, you also hear a scream off in the distance. And we are going back to Rar.
Oh shit.
Rar, you are in this den with this dead boar. You've been trying to think about what's going on.
Okay. You say it's been drain dry, so he's gonna try and check for things. Oh, that is way too happy. I just pressed on something. That's really good music though. Anyway, sorry. The batter. He's going to
There we go.
He's gonna try and look for some type of wound, maybe.
Make a medicine check again, or investigation. I'll kind of let you do maybe a combination investigation check, medicine check. So
Okay.
investigate first to see if you find it, and the
Okay.
medicine to see if you can determine.
Investigate. That's a very low roll for me. That would be investigation. Oh, I'm proficient in investigation. No, but that is a 9. No, not 9. 12. Sorry.
Okay.
Math.
Looking it over, you're not super familiar with the anatomy of a boar, but these are pretty noticeable. You do see a couple of puncture marks in the side of the beast that are pretty about probably 18 to 24 inches apart.
Shit. Whoo, whoo, whoo. His eyes kind of go wide, and he's like, "On," and then he'll kind of open up the wound to see if there was like, because some animals, they're they have multitude of teeth that and like it drags when they it's serrated. That's what I'm looking for. It's nothing like that, right? It wasn't like a.
It looks like, so make a medicine check now with that with having located it.
Okay. Oop. I threw my dice straight off my desk. A dirty 20.
Okay. It is a very clean piercing wound. It doesn't appear to have been any kind of serrated edge or anything like that. it is very much a clean puncture. Both sides are very equal, like size and diameter and everything like that.
So fangs is what at this
That would
point?
be a safe assumption that it was some sort of fangs.
With that, Warble will start to go for his dagger that is not there.
What is your passive perception?
Oh shit. My passive, that would be 12.
Okay. You are so wrapped up in checking out this, and you realize that the fangs in your hand reaches for a dagger that's not there. Does a 16 hit?
I am very squishy at, I don't know, level 0. Yes.
You are wrapped up by a web
Oh shit.
and fall to the ground and look up, and you see a giant spider climbing towards you. You are restrained by this web. Your arms are pinned to your side.
Okay.
The spider comes in, and because you didn't see it, that was his surprise round. Go ahead and
no.
roll. Let me see here. With restrained, I think, do you have... Checking for your... You cannot benefit from any bonuses to speed. You have... So you will make a... Go ahead and make a... At this point, we will do a roll for initiative to see who's going to act next.
Okay.
But you don't get any benefits from Dex at this point. So if your initiative
straight
would
roll.
be your... Yeah.
11.
Okay. He rolled a 22.
Fuck it.
So he gets to go first.
Shit.
He comes up on you and gets to attack.
You know, maybe we could be friends. Shit.
That is a dirty 20
Oh yeah.
for... Oh, and you are prone because you are knocked over. Does prone... I think it's an auto... No, you're awake, so it's not an auto crit, I don't think. That's just
No, but
advantage.
it's with advantage.
Yeah, that's why he got this word. You are going to take 6 points of piercing damage,
Man.
and then
Well,
I need a con.
I'm dead. Well, I'm unconscious. I only
Okay.
have 4 hit points. He never healed
Oh
himself
my
back up.
God!
So you are
Oh my
wrapped up
God.
by these webs and bitten.
No. Oof.
What are the thoughts that run through Rar's mind as the spider bite closes on you?
Oh man. Warning. This is about to be very sad. So apologies. He feels like a failure. In that he didn't actually complete anything. He didn't help any people like he wanted to. And he's gone out trying to do something and he fucking failed again. And so it's less of like panic, weirdly a relief.
As the bite connects, a scream escapes your lips. And these thoughts follow you into darkness.
We heard roar.
Maxime, you are in the cottage where your father's body is. You've just finished donning his gear. You hear the sound of that noise and then a scream off in the distance.
Would I recognize who's screaming?
I don't know that you've heard Rar scream often enough to really be able to make that.
Getting beat all the time.
But it's a good distance away, so it was echoing through the hills and stuff. But the sound gets closer, and through the open door that Isolde left, 4 giant wolf spiders crawl into the room and attack. I need initiative from you, please.
Oh no.
Let's rock.
No way. Welcome to the TPK, guys. Thank you
For
very
the
much.
second
Have a good
time.
night.
For
TPK
the
take
second
two.
time.
Oh God!
So initiative.
I just rolled once for them.
So I got an 18.
Okay, it ties. What is your dex? So the higher dex will go first.
Mine's 10, so they probably go first.
They go first. Their dex is a 16. All right. So all four of them just come rushing in, and they see you standing there in this new gear, and just come in, and they're all four going to take a chance to try to bite at you. First one is going to miss. Second one is probably going to miss. Third one is going to miss with a 9. That was the highest one so far. 16 for the fourth one. Does a 16 hit?
Class of 16, so
yes, it will hit. So the first one, the fourth one, so they're all trying to stand all over each other, trying to get at you to bite. The fourth one finally makes its way through and bites for 3 points of piercing damage, and I need a con saving throw, please.
Oh my God! Oh,
This Constitution saving
my
throw
friend.
is brought to you by Level Up 5e.
With level up,
with level up, you can't
level up.
guarantee that your characters won't die, but it will be fun.
an unnatural 20.
All right, you survive with a dirty 20. You do not take any poison damage. That ends their turn. It is your turn. There are 4 giant wolf spiders swarming you.
Oh my God!
What
So
are you
I'm just
do?
gonna try and like charge through and like try and get out of the cabin or whatever, so I have more room to move.
Okay, so you're going to try to run through. They will all get an opportunity attack against you. So once again, they all start to try to bite you. Here's hoping I roll better this time. I mean, that, nope. That is a dirty 20. That's going to hit. That is a 14. Does not hit because you said 16 was just hit. So only one of them. No, that was 3. One more. So 2 of them with dirty 20s get you. So I will just roll for both of them, but you will need to make con saving throws for both of these. So that is 5 points for both of them. So 10 points of piercing damage. Just as they bite as you try to run away.
There's no point in me rolling con save because I'm past what I had left. So yeah, I'm down.
All right.
I'm
They
unconscious.
And we move back to Lorcan and Nyota. You've heard the scream off in the distance. You turn, and now you see about 30 or 40 gigantic spiders crawling through the town. You see people now running and screaming as more screams pick up as spiders are attacking, several of them being wrapped up in webbing. And 4 giant spiders step in front of you, and you see Aranis close the door and lock the door.
Oh, that these spiders have to get something in the face. And thunderclap.
We are first going to roll
Something.
initiative. We are going to roll initiative.
Something, anything. Oh my
so-
God.
I also wanted to ask Dustin. So as an elf, I need to hold all the way back up here. There is a special ability that I have called Prescient Vision. So I can roll a d20 and when a creature within 60 feet makes an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw of what I can see, I can use my reaction to replace it with a recorded roll. So should I roll that now, or?
So what is that again?
It's Prescient Vision. It's under the elf category for elf
Okay.
traits.
Some elves don't live in the moment; they live in the spirit. Blah blah blah. You guys can see moments in the future. Your mind, blah, blah, blah. What's between them is about 20. Did you already roll your d20?
No, I was gonna do that right now.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Should I DM you what it is just for record keeping?
Yes, please.
Okay, let me do that right now. And it's just a straight roll, so. All right, so I just did that. So now we're doing initiative, though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And it says you can give this to any creature, so you can make this. Yeah, so you can even give it to an ally if you want to.
Yeah. Okay.
Nyota rolled a 10 for her initiative.
Okay.
I got where'd you go? I got a 16.
So it'll be.
Oh, sorry. 13. My bad.
That's
13.
fine. Lorcan, you'll go first, then Nyota, and Nyota will have Primus go with you in your initiative, and then the spiders will all go.
Okay.
Understood.
I want to. Is there like any like farming equipment or anything else like that? Because I don't have a weapon on me, so I just want to see if there's something nearby I could just grab and kind of like ward them away a bit.
You can look around, use
Okay.
an action to kind of do like a perception check, since this is more than a brief, just cursory glance.
Yes.
You can use your action to make a perception check.
Okay, let's do that. That's not a good roll. That's going to be. That's going to be a 7.
Now you do have your prescient, your spell that your dice roll that you can use if you want to use that for that.
Yeah, I'll probably do that. So that's going to be a 17.
Okay. You look around, and at first you see like a little pile of wood. Like I could grab a piece of wood like as a club, and then you see the axe next to it that was used for like splitting wood.
Yeah.
So there's like a standard like axe, and we'll just
Yeah.
give it like a hand axe stats. If you want to use like a hand axe, you can do
Yeah,
that.
so I'll do that. So that'll be my action, and then I'm just gonna book it so that I'm in front of Nyota and Primus, just as a barrier.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna turn back to Nyota and just simply say, "Look, run for the woods. You can't stay here. We need to be split up. We can't have all of them take us at once."
So, also just as a reminder, right now your AC is probably not as high because are you wearing your armor?
Nope.
And you don't have your shield, so
Nope.
your AC is actually only 12 right now.
Got it.
So just so you're aware. All right, Nyota, it is your turn.
Nyota is flustered. I cannot leave you, my friend. I can't leave you here. And commands Primus to attack. They want to hurt us. Attack. And let's see if Primus can hit them with anything at the moment. That is a bite attack.
Okay.
That's going to be +4 to hit. So let me just roll a d20 here. And okay, +4. That's only an 11 at this moment.
Unfortunately, 11 doesn't hit.
Is it question for you? Are any of us within? Was Lorcan's last action? Did that place them within 5 feet of one of these things, or no?
Yeah, they kind of came right up on you, so you guys were all kind of within that, like, so they can have advantage
Okay.
with the pack tactics.
Yes, correct. Exactly. Thank you. Come on. Roll good. Okay, that's better. 19 to hit.
19 does hit. Go ahead and roll
Okay.
damage.
Very good. And that is where are we? Please. That is 7 points of bite damage.
All right.
And now, on top of that, the creature must make a DC 11 strength saving throw or get knocked prone.
It rolls a natural 1 on its saving throw. So as he bites the leg, he kind of yanks, and the giant spider kind of collapses on itself for a second.
Okay. And then On top of that, my go then. Let's see what we can do. Yes, I do believe I will do. I will step forward to this creature and I will cast Thunderclap. And it says each creature within the range. This is within 5 feet, so I don't know if any of its skittery friends are near it as well, but must succeed on a DC 12 con saving throw.
And this is for Thunderwave, and that's any creature within 5 feet, correct?
Correct. Thunderclap. Yes.
So that is probably going to affect your allies as well, just so you're aware. So, Lorcan, I'm going to need a saving throw from you, as well as one from Primus.
Okay. Okay.
Let me see. Nope, that's the wrong button.
Con saving
12. It's just 12.
Just enough. He succeeds.
And let's see. He has a +1.
So two of the spiders fail and two succeed.
Okay. So, unfortunately, my friend only rolled a 5 total. So, that's only a 5 for Primus. Let's see. Now, that amount of damage, however, let's see. This is a hardy wolf, so that's good. Let's see.
A hardy har wolf?
Ay, ay, ay. This is not the time to joke, my friend.
I'm doing great. I'm not done.
Here we go. Oh god. Of course I rolled max damage. That's 6 thunder damage.
Now, if we succeed, is that halved or we take the whole damage still?
No, there's no damage if you succeed.
No damage.
Okay.
It's an all or nothing at this level, correct?
Got it. Got it.
All right.
But Primus is still up. They have 11 hit points total, so they're still up.
All right, perfect. So the spiders, it's their turn. We'll just go ahead and start with the one that Primus bit. He's going to use half his movement to get back up, and he is going to draw back and also shoot a web. That is not going to hit. So that ends his turn as the web just kind of overshoots. The other one's going to get up. That was hit by the thunderclap. He's also going to do the same thing. Also rolls a 2. Not going to hit.
Woohoo!
That one is going to be a 14. Also doing a webbing. The third one, does a 14 hit you guys?
It hits me.
And it hits me. Certainly hits Primus as well.
Okay, so all of you are now restrained by the webbing. So you will need to use a action to try to break the webbing.
I'm sorry, that does not hit Primus. Primus has an AC of 15.
Ooh, Primus
I was
is
incorrect.
Primus manages to jump out of the way of the webbing. The last spider moves in and actually will then try to bite you as the person who has actually inflicted damage to it. And that is going to be not a hit with a... No, but you are restrained, so they get advantage.
They do.
Which is much better, but with a 17...
Yes, that's it.
That is going to be 5 points of piercing damage, and then I need a con save from you.
Okay. Oh boy, friends, here we go. That is an 11.
I believe just enough to avoid, just enough to take any poison damage. So snap. So you took just the piercing damage, and that's it. The rest of the spiders used their action to try to do the web. So it is back to Lorcan. It is your turn.
Okay. So I want to try and wiggle myself out. Would the axe I have be of any help to get me?
It's a strength check to break the restraint. So you can absolutely try to use your strength to break out.
Okay. So I'm gonna do that. It's just gonna be a straight roll on my behalf. So let's try my agate one again, please. That's an 11.
Unfortunately, not enough. You strain and you feel the web start to have some give, but then your strength gives out.
Okay.
You have.
One question I have, Dustin, just for clarification's sake. As an Eladrin, there's a ability called Twilight Step. I don't know if it works while being restrained. It just says to forego movement, but I didn't know if clarification-wise it's still available while being restrained.
So, yeah, the Twilight Step is, I believe it's like kind of like a misty step where you just disappear in one place and appear in another.
Yeah, so you forego your movement on your turn to teleport 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see.
I would say, what are the requirements to it's a it's a racial
It's
or
a racial feature.
thing. So yeah, I'd say there's not going to be any components to it. You don't need to use your hands or anything to do it. So I'd say you can just kind of, you're still restrained, but you can teleport yourself restrained to a new location.
Okay. In hoping that Primus would help Neota, I'm gonna like close my eyes and like fixate on another part that's like 30 feet away, and just you'll see Lorcan just disappear in an instant, and she just pops into existence over further away. Hoping that she'll distract some of the spiders so that there's not as many on Neota and Primus.
Okay. Perfect. Then that ends your turn. Neota and Primus, you are up.
Okay. Primus, Nyota would be struggling in this web, and I think Primus, sensing her fear and her panic, would attempt to try to rip away this web. What role would that be?
It's a strength check, please.
Okay, let's see. And that would be a +1 to that. So let's see what we roll. Okay, pretty good. That's an 18 total.
That is enough. So you, with the fear, with the adrenaline coursing through, and you rush, pull your arms out, and you manage to break the webbing as it falls to this ground next to you.
And then
you have a bonus action, maybe.
For Wolfie, let's say, not unless if I was a ranger, there would be certain things.
But you're not.
Right, correct. So
okay.
That's his action for now, and I think he would also try to nudge her along, like, come on, let's run. And seeing that Lokan bamfed away, I think she would go ahead and try to get out of this area. If that's an attack of opportunity,
all four of them will get that attack of opportunity.
Understood.
So first one is going to be a. Well, there's stat back up. It is going to be a 18 to hit.
Yep.
Is this you moving or is this Primus?
I mean, that's entirely up to you, DM.
Are you running or is Primus running? Like, who's doing them? Are you both running?
I think he would bolt first.
Okay.
You know?
So if he's the one running, they're attacking him.
Oh,
so the 18 to hit. Nope. So then a 15. You said that's his AC, right?
Meets it, beats it.
So 2 of them will hit of the 4 attacks of opportunity. That is going to be 5 plus 7, 12 points of piercing damage.
And Primus is down.
All right. You have your movement if you want to try to move, but as you see him try to run, they all just like latch onto him.
If they go towards him as he's running, do I have a way to run?
They didn't move. They attacked him as he tried to run, so they all just kind of bit one more time. So they didn't run away.
But they no longer have their reaction, if that's the case. All right.
That is true, but does Neota know that? I don't know.
Oh, God. Well, seeing Lorcan in the distance, shoots. I'm so sorry, my friend. and take off running.
All right.
Take
And
off
they,
running.
they
towards
don't
Lorcan.
have an attack of opportunity. That does end your turn. It is their turn. The one who did not, well, actually, let me first just see because they have a chance to regain it. Does not, does not, does not. Okay, so the third one, the one who didn't shoot his webbings before, is going to try to shoot at you and Lorcan again, but misses with the webbing. The other three will run up and continue trying to bite you as you are the closest one to them, because moving through them was difficult terrain.
Sure.
They will see, that's a dirty 20 and
Mhm.
24. So both of those are going to hit, and the fourth one is a 17. So all of those are going to hit. For a total
She's
of,
definitely down.
oh, I rolled, no, maybe I'm probably total of 7, 10, 11, 15 points of piercing damage from the 3 spiders biting you.
She had 4 hit points left. She's unconscious.
What is your total?
My total is 9, actually. So
So you actually dead.
that would have been
That would have been enough to insta kill. It's meets and goes back up to, and they did 15. If you had 4 and you have 9 total, you drop
Right.
to the ground just dead. One of the spiders, poof, right into your carotid artery, right into your jugular. Like they just get both of them. What is the final thoughts that Nyota has as this happens?
There is a song that Nyota remembers when she first set out, and she was so nervous and had trepidation about being sent on this mission. But the song that her people sang was echoed by the nature around. It was a going away ceremony that her people and her council had held for her and her party. And she remembers that song because it gave her so much hope that maybe, just maybe, that she was doing something good in the world abroad.
As the fangs pierce your body, you almost don't even feel the pain as your life is leaving you, because the song fills you once again with hope and promise. Maybe not for this life, but maybe there's hope in the next as the light fades from your eyes. And I realized that, Maxime, I forgot to have your final moments. So real quick, before we come back to Lorcan, what was Maxime's final thoughts? You're muted, by the way.
So I think Maxime would be angry because he's supposed to be Lady Matrix's champion, and she's supposed to be the defender, and this village is being overrun. So, kind of feeling like I was lied to.
So as your body is being pierced repeatedly by these spider fangs, this feeling of betrayal, of just utter betrayal overwhelms you as darkness comes for you. Lorcan, you've just watched this wolf that you just met be just picked apart by these giant spiders. You watched Nyota trying to make a break for it fall. Again, just pierced repeatedly by the fangs of these spiders. You are still restrained by the webbing. What are you doing?
Seeing Neo to just fall motionless and then seeing Primus and just like hearing the screams of everybody. And then her mind racing back to Harriet of how all this started, of just like death just completely covering the whole village. There's a very sharp pain in Lorcan's chest of pure anger, and it's like another level she had never felt before. And having seen Aranis shut and lock the door when he's supposed to be there helping people, she lost it. So I'm gonna try and break free again, but this time you're gonna see all of her hair like stand up on end like a wildfire, and it's just bright, glistening colors of like white and orange and red, just pure rage filling her.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and break free again.
Okay.
And this is how her barbarian was. No.
That's a 17.
This time, as the rage fills you of this betrayal, of this hurt, of this watching somebody that you've started to care for collapse, of seeing this priest who's supposed to care for people close and lock the door, this rage fills you, and you shred the webbing. I will go ahead and give you another action, as I will let you say that was just so amazingly inspired for a moment that the spiders freeze for a round, and you will have a second action.
I'm gonna charge right for it because I will be damned if I run away from these things. So I'm gonna just grab a hold of the little hand axe I have and just try and bash one of their heads in with it. So is there one? Well, I'm gonna assume it's like a blind thing, so I'm just gonna go with the one that's like the weakest, or at least that I think looks
you see one that appears to have like some bite damage on one of its legs, as well as suffering some like thunder damage. So it's you see one that does look more damage than the
okay,
others.
and I think this is gonna be a straight roll, right? So
Yep.
15?
15 hits.
Okay, and I want to. I'm just trying to figure out what a weapon damage would be. I imagine it's like 1d4 since it's just a hand axe.
Whatever a standard hand axe is, I believe it is a 1d4, but let me double check here. Yeah, we'll say a 1d.
Yeah.
1d4
Okay.
plus your strength modifier.
Just 0, so 1d4.
Well, yeah, okay.
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 That's a 1.
You rush forward and you're raging and try to stick it in the head, and it sticks.
Mm-hmm.
But then the spider.
I'm gonna just try and like yank it out just to prepare for the next one.
Easy enough to pull out. It did not go deep in.
Okay.
And then all 4 of them just swarm you. Natural 20 for
Yep.
one of them. Another natural 20.
Yep.
So 2 miss, but 2 just super crit bite. And so the way I do natural 20s, just so it's out here, you automatically get the maximum of a dice roll. So for them, it's a D4. So they're automatically going to get 4. They will roll again, and then we'll add the modifier. So it's already 4. So 8.
Yeah. Whatever they get is going to be over what I have. So, but depends on if I'm dead or unconscious.
So it is 8 plus. So it's 19. 8 plus 11. So 19 points total.
I'm dead.
Oh
Damage.
my. Dead?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, 1d6. So thank you for correcting. Go ahead. Just for fun.
Wait a moment. Wait. My DM, if I may, I have a question for you, please.
Yes.
You had said that that last round of damage to Nyota was 15. Okay. And she had 4 hit points left.
Mm-hmm.
Twice her HP is actually 18. So does that not mean
It
that
is
she is.
if they did enough damage to bring you to 0, and then enough to max your hit points. So you only needed 13 points of damage to be dead.
Oh, I thought it was 18 because that's when you take damage in one hit, it's equal to 2 times total max HP.
Well,
This is what I'm reading
well,
here.
the spiders also kept biting you after that. So
Okay, got you. Yeah, no. But I wanted
yeah,
to make sure.
that's a good question.
But if that's the case, if
So yeah, what I'm seeing
by the law, the you're right. If
what
by
I'm
the law,
seeing on EN World, which is EN Publishing,
oh,
basically
got you.
it says if the damage you take is enough to take you to 0,
Okay.
and then enough to then reach your total maximum hit points.
Whoa, buddy. Okay.
Yeah.
That is the thing.
Lorcan, come on this couch. Come join me.
So, Lorcan, you can go ahead and roll a d6 instead of a d4 to see if you did more damage to the spider.
Okay.
Just for fun.
Because I'm petty like that, so we're gonna
Oh,
just do the roll.
boy. When you wish you had the hellish rebuke, you know.
It's a 1 still. It doesn't matter what I did. It's still a 1.
Yeah.
The gods willed it to be.
Yeah.
What is the final thoughts that run through Lorcan's mind as the spiders descend upon you as well?
Just pure rage. And her tears will actually finally start like rolling down from her eyes because of all of the pent-up frustration with Harriet dying and then seeing all the hard work they put in for the last month just going down the tubes. Like, not knowing where, Roar or Maxime are, hoping that they're okay. And she's gonna be, like, looking up towards the sun. And she's gonna see, like, everything go white, kind of. So she's thinking, Beatha is kind of brightening everything, welcoming her home. So.
As you fall, all around you, the sounds of screams and terror fill the air. Fires catch in some of the buildings as defenders try to take up any weapon they can, or things get knocked into burning fires, and the village soon is also consumed by flame. That's where we're going to end today's session.
All around me are no.
Thank you, everyone who came in today. Wow, that got really emotional.
Yes.
Like, wow.
God damn it.
Wow.
For sure.
Nyota just made me feel guilty for a minute for killing her.
For what lasts 1 minute.
The guilt lasts 1 minute and then it's gone. Thank you everyone who showed up today for this. We really appreciate you. Don't not show up next week. You want to see what's going to happen. What is going to be the new characters that everyone is going to create? No, what is going to happen?
I didn't get that memo. When did we have that memo?
You have
the end? Question mark?
Come back next week to see how this is all going to play out. Happy Halloween for those of you who celebrate. Be safe. Don't go putting razor blades and candy. Like, just nobody does that. Like, that's just don't.
Nope.
Just be kind to each other. If you have trick or treaters, let them be. If you celebrate, be kind to the trick or treaters. If you have teenagers, show up. Cool. Compliment their costumes because let them be kids.
Yes.
But until then, we love you guys. Love each other. Love yourselves. And as always, are you ready for more tales?
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.